Do you feel like you've ever looked around and everybody else is just ahead of you?
That they're more successful, that they're better parents, happier, making more money, more fit, better relationships. What if the problem isn't actually your life at all? And what if it's the comparison trap?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Why You Worried About It. I'm Lindsay Bush, the HR director with Country Crossroads Counseling.
And hey, everybody, I'm Susie Arbo. I'm a licensed professional counselor. We're on this journey to a better us, a better you, a better everything. And so we're just so glad that you are listening today and tuning in.
That's right. We're so excited. Thank you guys so much. We've had so many people reach out, still telling us all the fun stuff that they love about it and things they want to hear. We're so excited. We've got people signed up to be on the show. So definitely keep watching and tuning in and letting us know what you want to hear. I'm super excited for today. Susie always does such a good job of picking our topics. She's
Well,
been good.
and the fun thing is, Lindsay, I feel like it's always stuff that's on our heart. It's always stuff that is kind of maybe we're going through, or like the one today is something that I just kept hearing over and over and over again this last week, and I just thought, we need to talk about it. And
Hmm.
what it is basically the comparison trap, right? So I kind of feel like sometimes people feel like they're always behind or they're not enough. And so they kind of look at, they look around and they feel like everybody is doing better than them. Maybe they're more successful than them, or these people are better parents because they're doing this with their kids, or these people are happy, these people are making more money, these people are fit. It's like you see all this stuff on social media and you hear people, and then it's like you think to your own life behind the scenes and you're like, well, I'm not doing that.
Hmm.
I'm not doing that. Like, and maybe you never even thought that you would do something like that, but we just get in our own head. And so we're going to talk about that today on why you worried about it, because we discuss things that like you should worry about on here and things you shouldn't worry about on here.
That's right. And I feel like a lot of times we get so caught up on so many things that are just not worth the time and precious energy that we all have. And this is definitely one of them. But I want to like, when you're talking about it, I keep thinking, oh my gosh, social media. Like in my head, as you're talking about, it, I'm like, that's totally ramped it up for sure. But this isn't something that like is just because of social media.
Mhm.
Like I know one of like the oldest sayings is keeping up with the Joneses, and that's, from way
Mhm.
back when or whatever. So it's like there's always been that out there where you're watching other people or seeing other lives, and I think it's the narrative that we tell ourselves behind it too, right? Like we don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in the household next door, but because all you see is the bright shiny things, then that's what you're going to assume, which is nice, right? It's nice to have that assuming that everything's good, but that's typically not the case. 9 times out of the 10, there's a lot more going on, or a lot of different things that you have no idea what people are going through.
Mhm.
And like sometimes it comes out like obviously nobody's going to put all their worst stuff out for the world, and how terrible would that be? I feel like we already have a lot of that. Can you imagine if social media was just all the ugly? Like it's already getting pretty pretty bad, but that'd be terrible. So it's kind of nice to see those good things, but you can't get caught up in it.
Hmm. Right, right. One simple like picture or post, you create
Hmm.
that
Oh
whole
yeah.
narrative of what you feel like, but you're just getting this glimpse into their
Yeah.
life and everything. And so I think it's something that's worthy and worth talking about. And I think it's something that people maybe don't even realize.
Hmm.
And success like isn't one size fits all. Some people marry at 22 and they go on and they have their family and it's beautiful and wonderful. And some people marry at 42 or restart. Some people build a business in their 20s. Some people are 55 and still thinking, what is my purpose and where am I supposed to be in life and what does that look like, right?
Hmm.
And so I think we kind of feel like life should be this cookie cutter type of thing, but the more we embrace that, like we are all these unique individual humans and we should be on our own journey,
Hmm.
and hopefully this whole podcast is always about the journey to getting better, right? So like hopefully every day you're living, you're learning, and you are improving each day, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and I think there's a good healthy balance to it as well. Like it's okay to see and want and set goals and create those things out there that like yes, maybe one day I want to build a home of my dreams and things like that. That's okay to want those things, but when you spend long like I don't know, like longing over what other people have or comparing what your house, like right now, I live in a pretty modest home. I'm super excited though. I got it after my divorce. It's my very own. I own it. And so looking at it that way makes me so much more proud than just being like, oh, this house is small or, like all these things. Like, I mean, it's all about still going back to the mindset, I'm telling you, but definitely like the way you look at it. And if you compare things like that, you take away from your own growth and your own journey and you sell yourself short, really.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And I'm glad you talked about that, Lindsay, because life is about seasons, right? And sometimes you're in a building season. Maybe you are in a healing season. Maybe you are in a learning, a surviving season. I mean, I think we've all been in those spots too in life where it's just like we're just doing what we can to get by, and even like a thriving season. Some seasons feel like, holy smokes, like things are going really well and this is exciting and this is good. So
Yeah.
just kind of think right now, folks, like what season are you in? What does that look like for you? Because Lindsay was exactly right when, it's all about your mindset and how you frame your thoughts, right? And our thoughts are literally everything. So I also want to encourage people today just to like celebrate your wins. You know what I mean? Look at your life right now and think, what have you accomplished that you're proud of? Because I know each and every one of us has things that we can look at, that we are proud at. You brought up a good thing about goals, Lindsay, like thinking
Mhm.
about, how do you want your future to look? Your future self. I'm a big believer in imagining yourself 1 year from now, 5 years from now, thinking about what are those things that you want to be doing and what does that look like to you? And I feel like that can be really, really good too, is just kind of the small victories that can give us the momentum to some of those long-term big goals and that kind of thing. And last podcast we talked about, if you missed that one, you've got to go back and listen to it because it's so
Mhm.
good. But it's all about happiness and enjoying the journey and that kind of thing. And part of celebrating the wins is all about that, is the little things that happen in life.
Absolutely. I definitely think it makes you give yourself more grace too, and kind of look at how far you've come and what you've done, and it's okay to be proud of yourself. You don't,
Mhm.
we're not saying you got to blast it everywhere and tell the world or make it like this big deal because then it turns away from you celebrating yourself to wanting other people to celebrate you. And if you truly are proud of yourself, then you should celebrate that and be so thankful. And sometimes when you catch yourself in those bad moments, I know my truck gives me heck all the time, but how lucky am I to have a truck? Like I try to tell
Mhm.
myself all these things. Like there's so many things that are we always want more or always can have more. And I also know that my kids are watching everything I do. So if I'm never happy with what I have, they're gonna pick up on that and they're always gonna want more. And it's like, what am I teaching them? So it's a big wake up call when they seem to never be happy. When my son always needs just one more thing. That's what he says. Just one
Mhm.
more. I promise. This is it.
Mhm.
Starts young.
Until tomorrow.
Exactly.
Um, I love that you were talking about that because nobody has it all together either, just like
No.
and like progress beats perfection. So like little things each kind of day, because even people who are so successful, and I love to study, self-made millionaires, CEOs, like they're called high performing people, right? People that are movers and shakers. Like I love to read books and study them. The thing about that every human, if you're breathing, has in common is that they worry, they have failure, so many failures, way more failures than even the average bear, right? They struggle, they doubt themselves, they get in the comparison trap too, right?
Hmm.
So every single human, if you're breathing, that is like actually a normal thing. And the trick of it is to catch yourself when you notice yourself feeling a certain type of way. And you brought up, compare like the Joneses, thing, or
Hmm.
keeping up with the Joneses or whatever. And so like if you notice yourself and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have that new car or that, that degree or that whatever that is, notice that feeling right there, what that is for you. Is it triggering something inside of you that maybe that is a goal that you want? Well, then reframe that into this is something I want to work towards, right? Or even just kind of switching that thought to think, okay, in this moment, right now, what do I have? Like you brought up your truck, you brought up your home. You know what I mean? Like there are so many things. And there's a little saying too that says God doesn't give you, anything that you're not grateful for right now any more than that. So like being grateful for those things, to be blessed with more, and that kind of thing. So I think just kind of watching your thoughts And that's kind of probably our call to action today is noticing them. And then what do you do about them? I am a big believer in celebrating other people's success too,
Hmm.
right? Because I think our human brain, like we get so caught up in jealousy or like that kind of thing. But be happy for other people, and maybe they're truly happy, maybe they're not. I don't know. Everybody's kind of walking their own journey, but you look at your own heart and say, okay, you know what? I'm so glad that they have that. And you know what? I am working on my things, in my life, and I am my own human.
Hmm.
I'm my own person. I'm beautifully, wonderfully made, and I'm a-okay where I'm at,
Yeah.
right? In this season, whatever season it
Hmm.
is, because life is all about those. So,
Yeah. And you waste a lot of time when you worry about things that are just out of your control. I mean, if it's something that's completely out of your control and you're comparing yourself to it, then why waste all that precious energy on it? Just let it go, think good thoughts about it, and then move on and go to the next. I mean, I definitely think that makes a big difference. It's crazy to me how much your mindset changes almost every single thing we talk about. Like I can't, it's amazing. I don't know.
mhm.
It's pretty
It
cool.
totally is. It totally is. And just reminding yourself too, you guys, you're not behind in life. Like wherever you are, you're where you're supposed to be, right? And there's this little saying that I wanted to share with you guys that I found like when I was kind of talking about that comparison, when you get in those little cycles, if you
Hmm.
will,
Oh yeah.
saying good for them and my time is coming,
Hmm.
right? Good for them. My time is coming. I love that too. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, too. I know. I think, Lindsay, we've in our past, we've worked with a lot of people. We've had friends that always
Yeah.
think that there's something better for them somewhere
Hmm.
else, and they can't just be happy. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Doing what they're doing, and it's sad because they miss out on relationships with people. They miss out on opportunities, really kind of beautiful, wonderful things. And so even just kind of remembering that, you know what, be grateful for all the blessings and all the good things that you
Hmm.
have right now.
Yeah, with
The
that
the
little
grass
saying,
is greener where you water it, right?
that's what I was about to say. That's how I always love to spin it. The grass is greener where you water it, not necessarily where you're looking. So, yeah.
Hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So there's a fun little question I asked Lindsay while we were waiting to get started
Hmm.
today. And I also asked Merle it, but the question is, what's one thing you've quit worrying about as you've gotten older? And Merle kind of started it and he had said, other people's opinions.
Yeah.
That's something that he has really kind of let go, right? And then you added to it, and I thought that was
Hmm.
really powerful. What did you
Yeah.
say?
Well, I just said I still feel like I unfortunately worry about some people's opinions, but I feel like I filtered the ones that matter, if that makes sense. The ones that I don't pay attention to a lot of the extra noise that they're not my people, they're not my vibe, they're not my, they're not helping me get anywhere I want to be. Um, but the ones that I still have those people in my life, my mentors, my go-tos, my best friends, all those things, that it does matter to me a little bit, because they sometimes I think people know you and know more about you than you can sometimes see for yourself. So in a healthy way, I think it's okay to still allow some of those things, but just not letting all the noise, all the chatter, all the opinions. You'll never make everybody happy.
Mm-mm.
Everybody has, and that's part of life, and that's why it's so beautiful because we all get to do whatever we want to do, and whatever we want to do is up to us to do. So I mean, if you let somebody else guide your journey, then you're not on your own journey. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I love that so much. Those are good words, Lindsay. I do feel like some people are super unhealthy, like as far as like with their own life and their own thoughts, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so then if you let them be in your head and they have opinions about you, that can be a whole
Mhm.
nother deal. So yeah, absolutely. Okay. So we want to leave you guys with today some really good stuff. We want you guys to just catch yourself when you get into that comparison trap, that you are aware of it, and remember, just, hey, you know what? I'm human. It's natural to look at other things and think that people have it all together, to remember that everybody's got their own stuff. In this world,
Mhm.
nobody's perfect. You are an amazing human. You are enough. Keep working towards your goals. Keep loving life. Keep being grateful celebrate those victories. And life is so, so good. We're here, we're breathing. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. So, Lindsay, we've got some really cool things coming up that we need to talk about on here.
We
So
do.
if you are listening and you are like Lindsay and I and want to be a growth type mindset human, then we've got our conference. It's called the KC
Yes.
Wellness Conference coming up in
Yes, we're
December.
so excited. It's going to be in Independence at Stony Creek. If you're local, you absolutely can stay, drive every day. If you're not, you can stay. Got a beautiful hotel. But it's just one night. We're going to have so much fun with it. We can offer CEs, which is super exciting. So for anybody that's like in the mental health world and you might need some of those CEs, we're going to have some of those. We're working on starting to get stuff out there, vendors. We want to do it all. We've been to so many conferences. We
Mhm.
love conferences. It's just such a good way to um, re-energize and motivate. And I don't know that I've ever left even a conference that maybe wasn't for anything that's important to me. I pull things from, or and I shouldn't say important to me, but maybe just doesn't it's not something I would regularly sign up for, but maybe we went to speak at or something. You can still get so much from it. And like, so I feel like we've pulled so many good things, and I'm so excited to see how we get ours to come together and have so much fun, and just get to see all the growth and energy, and how fun to have so many people that are wanting to like grow and learn together in the same place. And I'm so excited.
Yep, it's gonna be the best, and it's for anybody. Just if
Anybody.
you are a farmer and a rancher, you are welcome. If you work in a school, you're welcome.
Stay at
If
home
you know,
moms.
yep,
Anything.
anything. We're gonna have topics like finances. We're gonna have topic on like our body and health, a lot on mental health and about our
Mhm.
thoughts and negative thinking, and it's just gonna be fun. So
Yep.
check it out. Also, you guys, we've got some really cool guests lined up for the next couple episodes, and so we'll be excited to welcome them. If you ever have a topic, please let us know because we want to
Yes.
make sure we're talking about what's hitting home for people and what people are going through. And we are really glad that you take the time to listen to us. So we
Yes.
we
Thanks for
we love
joining.
it. We love it so
Yep.
much. We love
Be
being on
sure
this
to
journey of life with you.
Yep, be sure to follow us on Facebook. That's the best way to stay up on what we're doing. And make sure it's Country Crossroads Counseling. And then our website is countrycrossroadscounseling.com. If you ever want to reach out, we would love to hear from you, and get some of those topics out there that you guys that are relevant to you too, because we know we always love talking about what's going on in our lives. And we hope it touches. It's so funny how those kind of things sometimes just fall in your lap right when you need them. So let us know what you want to hear, and we'd love to share it too.